We love working with our crafty friend, Holly Embry, and now's your chance to work with her too. She's starting a class at the Schusterman Benson Library for teens and tweens. Her first project, a terrarium, and we stopped by the library for a sneak peek. Holly, what are we making today?
We are going to make some festive terrariums to help you celebrate pretty much any holiday or occasion that comes to mind.
All right, are these easy to keep alive?
They're very easy, depending on what plants you put inside. If you plant them well and you use the proper soil and drainage, they'll stay alive for years.
Oh, great.
And just to discuss what kind of jars we should use, we're going to plant succulents today, and so these are not going to have a lid because succulents like a dry climate.
All right.
From there, we need to add a drainage layer. This is very important to make your terrariums long-lasting. I like to use fish gravel, but you can really use anything. You can use glass gems or broken pottery, anything to give a little drainage layer in the bottom for the water to run through.
How big of a layer do you need on this?
You know, for these, we need to keep in mind how tall our plants are going to be, so just a very thin layer in this case since we're using succulents and they need a little bit of room to fit inside the glass.
All right.
This is activated charcoal. You can buy it in pet supply stores near the aquarium section. What this does is it keeps your terrarium fresh and free of rot. It keeps everything nice inside, and it will also make it longer lasting. Just sprinkle a little bit of that inside, just a little layer to go in between your gravel and your soil, just to keep it from getting funky.
All right.
Now we are ready for our dirt, and this is another way to ensure that your terrarium is long lasting is to choose the correct dirt. If you're using houseplants or moss, you can just use potting soil. If you're using dry area plants, you need to use a cactus or a dry mix. And we are just going to shovel some inside, and how much soil and how deep it is will depend on your plants. With succulents, they actually do need something to grab hold of in their roots, and so we're going to add a decent layer of soil in there. So now we are ready to add our plants. Now what you're going to do to help it to take root is you're going to squeeze off any excess dirt from the bottom and kind of just break apart the roots a little bit. That way they can readily transplant into their new terrarium home. So now that we have our plants ready, we are going to gently dig a hole in our terrarium. So we're just going to separate our dirt and place our plant inside.
Pretty.
And now what we need to do is backfill. It might come in handy to use a skewer or some kind of tool. If you're using a wide mouth jar, this is helpful to get your hands inside, but for the finishing touches, it might help to have something that you can get in there with. All right, now we're almost done. The only thing that's left is to add some finishing touches. In this instance, we have 4th of July coming up, so we are going to add some little glittery stars inside so that they would make a great centerpiece for an Independence Day celebration. I've just made these from floral wire and polymer clay with glitter and varnish, but you can use really anything, rocks, stones, little decorations, and just to make sure that everything is nice and settled, we're going to mist it with some water, and that will help our dirt to settle. It'll give our plant a little bit of a drink. And after that, it is ready to be displayed in an area that receives indirect sunlight, so not right next to a window.
Okay.
Due to the greenhouse effect, that will make your terrarium too hot and it'll burn up your plants, so maybe a little bit away from a sunny window will be perfect. So yeah, it'll be great for your patio table when you're having a gathering.
How fun. Thank you so much for this cute idea.
You're welcome.
Holly's awesome. It's craftastic. KTUL.com for the full list of how to do this and all the supplies you will need. Holly Embry, you can find out all of her stuff on hollyrocksjewelry.blogspot.com. The Craft Connection is for ages 10 to 16. It's August 4th, 6 p.m. at the Schusterman Benson Library there at 3333 East 32nd Place. Give her a call, 918-549-7670 to get your spot. TulsaLibrary.org/Schusterman Benson.